Welcome to your first step of training to become a House Operations Volunteer, the Orientation Module. In this module, we will explain how the House Operations Volunteers help the Ronald McDonald House provide a safe, comfortable, and affordable home away from home for the families of seriously ill or injured children. We will review the history of the Ronald McDonald House Charities and of our own Charlotte House. We will also explain the process by which families come to stay at the house. We are so excited that you have chosen to become a House Operations Volunteer at our Charlotte house. Our House Operations Volunteers, or HOVs, are very much like unpaid staff, highly appreciated and highly necessary for our daily operations. These men and women make our house a home. HOVs are responsible for nearly everything that happens during a day at the house, from cleaning and giving tours to checking families in and out. It is our volunteer team that creates the warm, welcoming environment that supports our guest families during this chaotic time. We are grateful that you have chosen to make time in your day to be a part of our volunteer team. In this phase of training, we're going to explain the what and the why of the Ronald McDonald House of Charlotte. As one of our volunteer ambassadors, it is important that you feel well educated about our history and our mission. Much of this information can be found on our website and on the Volunteer Resources page, and you can always ask questions if any of the information is confusing. So just what is the Ronald McDonald House of Charlotte? Aside from being a huge and beautiful building, what is the function of the house? Our house has 35,000 square feet and 28 guest family rooms. So in a sense, we're very much like a hotel, but we try to feel like a home. That is our goal, to be a true home away from home for guest families who have a child receiving medical care in one of our partner hospitals. We want our house to make guests feel as if they are staying with friends or with relatives. Our guests may be the parents, grandparents, siblings, or guardians of seriously ill children. They are experiencing an overwhelming and sometimes frightening time. It is our job to take care of these families so that they in turn can care for their hospitalized child. Our house truly offers all the comforts of home. During your shadow shift, you will take a tour of the house. Be sure to take note of all the great amenities our house offers to families, things like playrooms, computer stations, a laundry room, and much more. Our builders and decorators put a lot of work into making sure that the house offers everything a family could need. So how did we have a house in Charlotte? To answer that question, we have to rewind back to the 1970s and the very first Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia. In the early 1970s, Fred Hill, who was a football player from the Philadelphia Eagles, and his family were coping with cancer. Their daughter Kim was being treated in a children's hospital far from home. The Hills saw countless other families sleeping on waiting room chairs and eating out of vending machines, and knew that they wanted to make a difference. They partnered with the Philadelphia Eagles and local restaurant chain McDonald's to raise funds to purchase a house across the street from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The first Ronald McDonald House opened in 1974. Within 10 years, 60 additional houses were built throughout the United States, and today there are more than 300 houses worldwide. Here in Charlotte, our Ronald McDonald House was years in the making. The dream for a Charlotte Ronald McDonald House was first announced at a Carolina Panthers football game in October of 2006. Our first board of directors worked tirelessly to raise the roughly $9 million needed to build the house. We opened our doors to our first families on May 9, 2011, and we have served thousands of families to date. Many people wonder how our house is managed and how it's funded. Some people even believe that the house is owned and operated by the McDonald's Corporation. We can certainly understand where that idea comes from, but it's not true. Our house is governed by a local board of directors. Our board is comprised of passionate community members, representatives from our children's hospitals, local McDonald's owner-operators, volunteers, and even former Ronald McDonald House residents. These dedicated volunteers provide both strategic and financial oversight of the house to ensure that we are providing the best possible care for our guest families in an effective and responsible way. We also have a small but enthusiastic team of staff members supporting the daily operations of the house. From our executive director to our night manager, every member of the Ronald McDonald House of Charlotte staff is committed to giving our guest families and our volunteers an exceptional experience. So at this point you might be wondering, if McDonald's doesn't own or operate the house, what is the relationship with McDonald's? It's a challenging question. On a very local level, our McDonald's is very involved with our house. Many restaurant managers contribute to the house personally, and many McDonald's staff volunteer their time at our house. There are several fundraising campaigns in the restaurants throughout the year that benefit our Charlotte house. About 10% of our annual operating budget comes from our McDonald's support. We're also very lucky that McDonald's vendors support us. For example, we get many paper products and our coffee for free because of our relationship to McDonald's. At a national level, McDonald's is also very tightly tied to the Ronald McDonald House Charities Global Organization, which provides a wide variety of services such as financial support to houses, medical grants to underserved populations, and college scholarships. Let's get back to our house here in Charlotte. Now that you know what we are, it's time to talk about what we do and how we do it. Our mission is to provide a home away from home for the families of seriously ill or injured children. We work closely with two wonderful children's hospitals, the Hemby Children's Hospital and the Levine Children's Hospital. Representatives from both hospitals serve on our board of directors, and our house staff are well connected with social workers, nursing staff, patient care representatives, child life specialists, and physicians from both medical centers. When a child is admitted to the hospital, they are assigned a care team that may include a social worker, patient care representative, nurse, child life specialist, and physician. Each hospital uses a slightly different protocol, but at either hospital, it is a member of this care team that makes a referral for a family to stay at the Ronald McDonald House. There are only two requirements for a family to stay with us. First, the family must have a child receiving medical care, and second, the family must live outside of Mecklenburg County. It is important that the house receive a referral from the hospital. Families are not allowed to just show up at the house to get a room. They must be referred to the house by someone from their medical care team. This ensures that our rooms are always used by families who most need our help. A room referral is not a reservation. It is simply a request for a guest room. These room requests are typically faxed to the house from the hospital, and then the family is added to our waiting list. Once the room request is received, our house operations director determines if there is a guest room available that will meet the family's needs. If a room is available, our house operations director calls the family to invite them over for orientation and check-in. If a room is not currently available, we add the family to our wait list for the next available room. Families are invited to check in for orientation between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. This ensures that our volunteers and staff have time to adequately clean and prepare the room between checkout in the morning and check-in during the evening. You will learn more about the orientation process for families during the Guest Services Training module. Once the family has checked in, they may stay as long as their child continues to receive medical care in Charlotte. Some families stay just a few nights, some may stay many months. Although it costs nearly $90 a night to provide services to families, no family is ever required to pay to stay. We do invite our guests to donate $15 a night if they wish to contribute, but no family is ever turned away for financial reasons. We do require that our guests follow rules while they are in the house. It does not happen often, but if families are unable or unwilling to comply with house rules, they may be asked to leave. That decision is left exclusively to the executive director and the house operations director. While they're in our house, guests are able to enjoy all of our amenities and activities free of charge, and that is all thanks to volunteers like you. You probably have more questions now than you did when you began this video, and that's a good thing. We're going to help you learn more about the house and its processes by watching a few additional videos. You'll need just about 1 hour to complete your video training, which includes front desk duties, guest services, housekeeping, and your shadow shift. You'll also need to review the volunteer handbook and the VicNet user manual. Both documents can be found on the House Operations Volunteer Resource page online. When you have finished your portion of training online, you'll be ready to schedule your shadow shift, and you'll be well on your way to volunteering in the house. Remember that you can call or email to ask questions at any time. Good luck and welcome to our team.